Making the most of our opportunities. Many do we actually have? Do we actually need the opportunities that are provided to us? How do we know if we have an opportunity in front of us that we can use? And hopefully in this video I'll be able to give you some explanation as to how to make those opportunities work for you. Hi, my name is Peter and welcome to the Hidden Online Living YouTube channel. And here in this video I just want to explain to you the idea of opportunities, especially when it comes to, say, starting up an online business or wanting to grow as an individual. So before we get into the video, make sure to leave a like on the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to be made aware of future content, and also feel free to share the video. And also, if you have any comments or questions regarding the content that I create here on this channel, make sure to drop a comment down below. Also, make sure to check out that first link in the description and the pinned comment for a simple and effective step-by-step blueprint that you can use that will help you get started in your online business quickly and effectively. How do we actually notice any opportunities in front of us? Which ones do we actually want, use, implement? It all depends on the person in general, and depends on what they want out of their life and out of what they want to achieve, whether that be growing a business, whether that be losing weight, or pretty much anything in general. I know myself, like and I still currently am going through a lot of processes where I'm trying new things, getting out of my comfort zone. And before, I would actually let a lot of opportunities pass me by, because when I look back on my previous experiences, I wouldn't have had the confidence in myself to believe that I was actually good enough to be able to actually jump on those opportunities and say, right, I can actually do this. In a lot of ways, I actually thought I couldn't do it, so therefore I wouldn't try it. And by the time I realised that I wanted to do it, the opportunity was long gone. And that happens to a lot of us on a daily basis. That's just life in general. If you look at even the way society is today, we have way more opportunities than we ever dare to imagine. A lot of us are always stuck in this same old mindset that our parents and our grandparents would have been brought up with. They were told that once we reach a certain age, just get out, go to work, and that's it. And that might have worked 50 years ago, and I totally respect people that had to go through that, because they wouldn't have had those opportunities back then. But in this day and age, everybody has so many opportunities out there that they can get stuck into if they're willing to implement them. But a lot of people are still stuck in that mindset, trying to figure out and wondering why things aren't changing in their lives, when they don't realise that they can change things very, very easily. I too went through that thought process for a long time. I was always brought up to believe once you hit 18, get out, get a job, and that's it. It used to be a struggle getting me out of bed in the mornings, even just to go to work. When I was still living at home, my parents would actually drag me out of bed and tell me, get out and go to work. And that was just the way you saw things. You didn't know any better. But that was just the way, at the time, you thought things well. But somewhere along the line, you begin to question things, especially when you get a wee bit older and you experience more things in life. You begin to question things and say, right, is this where my life's going to constantly be going? Especially if you're in something that that doesn't really sit with you, that you're not really enjoying. You will get to a point where you'll be like, you know what, I can't keep doing this. And I've been through that more times than I can actually count, where I've been in jobs I didn't like, environments that I didn't fit into. Because again, I would have been very quiet, and I wouldn't have had a lot of confidence in myself. And a lot of times, I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of big crowds. So I find that I just, I would be there for a while, but then I quickly want to go as quickly as I get in the door, basically. But yeah, it's a case of just knowing what you want and taking the steps. You don't have to just jump in straight away. Take basic steps. It's like a child learning to walk. You just literally have to take those initial steps and figure things out along the way. And in time, the right opportunities will present themselves, as long as you're willing to take the initiative and go after what it is that you want. Like for me, for a long time, like I mentioned in one of my previous videos, I'll leave a link in the card, where I talked about time and how much of an influence it is on people. And I was the biggest time waster, because all I ever did was sit and play video games, or just done stuff that just wasted my time. And I'm no different to a lot of other people out there. I know that people might disagree with me, but we actually do it and we don't even realise we're doing it. This is the thing. And especially when we're in situations where we're working a 9-to-5 job, we're working odd hours, working shift work, you're doing 3 shifts, and you're working in environments that don't really suit you, that don't really resonate with you and your personality, or even just you as a person in general. And it leaves you feeling deflated. So what happens is then when you do have an opportunity, you don't jump on it because you're afraid to, because you kind of get stuck in the norm, especially if you're in a job, because you're afraid to leave it, because you're like, oh, well, I have a wage there, I have something there, I'm safe. But the truth is, in reality, especially the way the world is today and with things going on, nothing is safe. No job is safe. So you have to be able to willing to take that initiative and say, right, what can I create for myself? I can't rely on a job. I can't rely on a set wage because it could be gone tomorrow. And it happens to people every day across the world. I've been in that situation myself, being in jobs for a while and then only to be let go, and then you're back to square one again. You're like, right, what do I do now? And then the process of having to go and apply for jobs, and then you get turned down for literally every job that you get, you apply for. And like myself personally, I do have quite a lot of qualifications. Like I have a background in graphic design. I've done video game design. I have certain degrees, qualifications. I'm also a qualified personal trainer. And you'd be thinking to yourself, wow, you've done a lot and all this. But even with all those qualifications, a lot of times it still doesn't guarantee you a job. And it's still just as much of a struggle to actually get a job. So that was the big question for me, as especially in more recent years. I'd be looking at where my life was going, and to be honest, I wasn't happy where my life was going. And I know myself, a lot of you out there will relate to that as well. You're probably in that situation right now. You're like, I'm in this job, I can't stand it, I hate it. I don't want to be here anymore. I know exactly where you're coming from. I've been there myself. And it's not a nice place to be. It really isn't. But you have to ask yourself one very big question. Is this the way I want my life to go moving forward? And then you have to really kind of think to yourself, what can I actually do to actually get going? And once you start actually seeing and changing your mindset and seeing things differently, it's amazing how doors will open and opportunities will just suddenly appear that you wouldn't have even seen before. Like for me, starting up my online business on my online journey, in the few months that I've started it, it's opened up so many doors. It's given me so many opportunities to think of other ideas. Like I'm literally every single day, I'm writing down notes on ideas that are literally just popping into my head because I know myself that they're really good ideas, and I may not get to them today. They're on my to-do list, but I know that I'm going to hit them eventually and get them done. And I'm excited for the future now. I'm excited for what's in front and what I can do, because I realise now that I actually can do it, that I can actually that I can implement these strategies and put them to use and actually get them to work. Now there's a learning curve obviously with this. Like there's so many things, like you still have to learn how to use YouTube, for instance, how to even use a camera just to record, how to set up a YouTube channel, how to build a website, how to do email marketing, especially when you're starting a business. Like there's so many things. There's a lot of stuff even today that I'm still learning. I'm learning stuff every day because at the same time I want to learn, because I want to understand and implement everything that is there, because I want to know how everything actually works. So I take the time to try and figure out those things work, and if there's something I don't know, I will reach out and I'll try to someone that does know and ask questions. Because it's amazing that when you do actually, you're willing to ask a question, it's amazing people will actually respond and people will genuinely help you. Because at the end of the day, all of us just want to see each other grow and live the lives we really want to live. And when you start thinking and changing that mindset, it's amazing how the opportunities just suddenly appear. If anything, you will start creating opportunities for yourself without even realizing that you're doing it. Like going back to taking notes, you're coming up with ideas in your head for future videos. That in itself is an opportunity. That's something that you wouldn't have thought of if you were stuck in your 9-to-5 job and had that limited mindset where you couldn't allow yourself to think like that. There's opportunities everywhere to create something. It's just all how your thought process works, and when something does come up, how do you want to implement it? How do you want to start it? So the one thing I want to stress here is never really allow yourself to think that, oh, I can't do this today, or I can't do this tomorrow because it's not there. Yes, you can put it off for a couple of days, but over time, especially when you know at the back of your mind that it's eating away at you, I have to do something, I have to do something. Eventually it's going to get to a point where those opportunities are going to start taking a back seat, and you will become more agitated as time comes on, because you know rightly well you have a really good idea for something, and you will be kicking yourself if you don't jump on it. Because at the end of the day, life is short, and opportunities do and will present themselves at certain points. But it is up to us as individuals to be able to jump on those opportunities and make them work. And at the end of the day, we only really get out of the work that we actually are willing to put in. So if there is an opportunity there, it is up to the individual themselves to actually do the work and do whatever it takes to get it work, basically. And there's absolutely no reason why you can't do it. You look at all the successful people, like look at all the other YouTubers, look at anyone that's successful in life. It all started with their ideas and the opportunities that were presented to them, or ones that they created themselves. And they just built on their ideas from there, and look where they are today. And there's no reason why you can't do the same. Myself, for instance. That's exactly why I'm here explaining this, because I know by doing this, it's going to open up avenues, not only to myself, but to other people as well. By allowing myself to actually come out of my comfort zone and say this on camera is allowing me to actually present myself with more opportunities, because it's going to give me other ideas in the future. So the way I see it is, never allow yourself to limit yourself to what goes on in here. Just to try and think of everything with an open mind, and opportunities will start to present themselves before long. And you'll be amazed with the opportunities that will present themselves. You will actually get more than you actually would even imagine. Because at the end of the day, we're all good at something. And as long as we think with an open mindset, the opportunities will open up in time. And as long as we're willing to put the work in and do what needs to be done in order to make those opportunities work, we will grow as individuals, as people, and even for our businesses. That's the key thing. Never be afraid to go after what it is that you think that really sits well with you, that was something that you want. If there is something that you really do want, never be afraid to go after it. Because you will be able to look back in, say, 6 months or 12 months from now and say, wow, the change is crazy. It's insane how much I've come along. I'm even in the process right now. 6 months ago, I would not have done what I'm actually standing here doing now. I wouldn't have had the confidence in myself to do it now. But now I'm actually at a point where I'm comfortable. I'm happy in what I'm doing. I actually really enjoy what I'm doing. And I'm gaining more confidence every day. And I'm also, by actually getting up and doing it, I'm also learning new skills. And I'm learning new ways of working and thinking as well. And that only happens when you actually jump on opportunities and that come along. And actually allow yourself to think differently. At the end of the day, we have nothing to be afraid of. The opportunities are there. It is totally up to us. And especially the way the world is today, we have way more opportunity than we actually care to admit. Especially with the likes of computers, social media, everything. Computers are the way forward. Social media is the way forward. And if you can implement and learn some of those strategies, you will definitely have a unique skill set that will actually help you grow further into the future, as we all will do. And then we can take what we know and teach it to other people that need help also. Because there's definitely other people out there that are looking to learn these valuable skills that will need your help. So that's my goal of this channel, is to be able to teach you guys how that you can do the same. So hopefully you found the content here in this video to be helpful, and hopefully that it does give you some insight as to allow yourself just to think more clearly and to realise that you do actually have opportunities. Never think for a second that you don't. There is opportunities there. It's just what you do with those opportunities and if you can utilise them. And like I said, use the time to make them work. Things will start to happen. You just have to believe in yourself and want it. That's the key thing. And it will help you in the future. So if you have liked this video, make sure to leave a like on the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you're made aware of future content. And also feel free to share the video. And if you do have any questions or queries regarding the content here in this video, make sure to drop a comment down below also. And again, make sure to check out that first link in the description and the pinned comment for a simple and effective step-by-step blueprint that you can use that will help you get started on creating an online business for yourself. And also make sure to check out some of the other videos on my channel as well that will actually help you get started. I provide with different tutorials, tips, and general just information just to show you what you can actually do if you're looking to get started online also. And I will see you all in the next one.